Welcome to the channel. My name is Grizzy, and today we are covering 5 crucial tips that are going to instantly make you a better player in Apex Legends. Now, I promise you, if you take the information from this video and you implement these tips into your gameplay, you are going to improve and find more success in your game. Now, keep in mind, ladies and gents, my channel is all about helping you guys to improve at the game of Apex Legends. So if you do enjoy this video and want to see more content like this, make sure you smash that like button and also hit that sub button so you do not miss any of my uploads. Now, I also do stream on YouTube, so make sure you join me in for a live stream if you guys have any questions or want to group up and play. And now, guys, without further ado, let's get into these 5 tips that are going to instantly improve you as a player. Tip 1. After each kill or encounter that you survive, you need to practice mid-air armor swaps for future encounters. When you master this ability and you're able to quickly armor swap while moving during hectic situations, this is when the best players come out on top. Too many times I see people kneeling at death boxes frantically trying to grab that armor swap. You can effectively and efficiently grab armor swaps while on controller and while still being difficult to hit. Step 1 with this technique is to approach the death box while moving forward or laterally. Once you receive the interact prompt, hold down your interact button. For me, I have interact located on the back on my controller on a separate paddle. While your interact prompt is still on the screen, jump and move your analog in the direction that you want to move. Lastly, while you're in mid-air, scroll down with the right analog stick and swap out your broken armor for a fresh new armor to help you to win that fight. Now, guys, I promise that if you get good with this technique, you're gonna win more fights, and you're also gonna have so much more success against teams trying to third party. Tip number 2 has to deal with your map knowledge and your ability to understand ways to play the environment in Apex Legends. I love this game, especially in the BR aspect, because you can get so creative with which angles you take or which ways you approach gunfights. Too many times I see players approach enemy teams that have high ground and they simply take a zipline to challenge that team on height. There are so many cool and creative ways to interact with the environment in this game, like climbing up on windows to take shots, or maybe jumping on window seals and doors to take an unexpected angle on enemies on the high ground. In Capital City especially, there are so many creative ways to get around this map and create opportunities for yourself. I'm going to now show some footage of just some examples of ways you guys can utilize climbing and creativity in this game to approach fights and to take height. Cheeky climb up here. If somebody's camping above you over here, you can climb up this, jump on that, and climb up. See these little AC units? You climb up, jump up, 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 up. Up. Climb up if you guys are ever wondering. Somebody's camping up top. Do this side. Jump up. And then you can also do this little cheeky thing too. If you're on like the 2nd level, you can go over here. Jump up this. Grab here. Jump up this. And then you go.
You just jump over there. Oh, you just like. There you go.
Tip number 3 is recoil control. I get a lot of comments on YouTube asking me to cover recoil, so we'll cover that a bit here today. Each weapon has a unique recoil pattern that can be mastered in this game. Make sure you guys are spending time before you hop into games. Every time you get on this game, pick up a weapon to practice its recoil control. Now, I'm going to show you guys a graph on the screen demonstrating the different recoil patterns for popular weapons in Apex. I'm going to show you guys some examples now. All right, so first off, when trying to learn different recoil patterns, make sure you go into your video settings and make sure you have impact marks set at high. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to see kind of the bullet marks that you're going to be making in these rocks here. You can learn any recoil pattern by simply just firing that weapon at the wall here. So all you're going to do is hold down right trigger, and then it'll show you the exact recoil pattern that the weapon has. And the R301 resembles kind of an upside down question mark. This is is me without holding any recoil control right here on the weapon. So you're going to want to hold straight down to start, and then as you feel like the magazine is coming to an end with the R301, you're going to want to hold in the diagonal and right direction. After that, we have another simple recoil pattern to control, and that's the RE45. As you see, the RE45 goes up and to the right at an aggressive angle. So you want to do the opposite of this. You want to pull down and to the left when you're aiming the RE45. Now with this weapon, when I'm using it, my thumb is positioned on the bottom left part of the right analog, that right thumbstick, and I'm pulling down and left pretty hard to control that recoil. And this thing's going to be a laser beam if you can do that, guys. Next up, we have the alternator. Now each shot with the alternator, as the name implies, alternates from the left and to the right. The best way to use the alternator is to simply strafe left and right, and that's going to kind of act as your recoil control on that horizontal plane, and then you really just only have to worry about holding your thumbstick mainly down. So I'm just holding my right stick straight down, and I'm just strafing left and right. Now next up, we have the R99, so this is me without controlling any recoil. As you see, the R99 is pretty simple to control. It's really aggressive. You need to hold that right thumbstick down pretty aggressively. So all you're going to do is hold aggressively down with the right stick. To me, controlling the flatlines recoil is pretty similar to controlling the RE45's recoil on controller, but in the opposite direction. Honestly, with the Spitfire, there's really not that much recoil control. It's a freaking beam, honestly. So since the Spitfire goes in this left, right pattern, you can actually incorporate your strafe. And if you can strafe left, right while you're firing the Spitfire and slightly holding down, it's going to be far more accurate. Left, right, left, right. Left, right, left, right. Left, right, left, right. So remember that with the Spitfire. Left, right. It's actually a beam. It's not nerfed at all. This thing is unbelievable. And I really don't like this gun too much. It's OP. Now for time's sake, I'm only going to go over the Volt as an energy weapon. Let me know in the comment section if you want me to go fully into the Prowler, the Havoc, the L-Star, all those weapons as well. But for time's sake, I'm just going to do the Volt and then we'll end there. Now the Volt is really simple. It's similar to like the R99. You just have to aggressively pull down and it's going to be a laser beam. Tip number 4 is to practice 1v1s or to activate the dummies in the firing range so that they do have movement. I'm going to show you guys exactly how to get those dummies moving because they're much more effective to practice against instead of those just stationary targets. Now there is also no better way to warm up your shot, practice strafing patterns, and to challenge yourself with different weapons than to 1v1 with a friend. If you want to get to the top of your game for an Apex session, like when you're playing ranked, make sure you're 1v1ing your friends or you're shooting those dummies. It's just like basketball. The more shots you take and the more practice you put in, the better you're gonna be. Now tip number 5 is about grenades. Typically in shooters, you want to throw grenades at the enemy's feet directly. However, in Apex, you can surprise your opponent with grenades by throwing them up in the sky. What you want to do is you want to go in the firing range and practice different trajectories and different distances and get used to throwing grenades high in the air. If done right, these grenades are going to explode on impact and land on people's heads and do massive damage without giving that enemy any warning or any grenade indicator. You can even do this when an enemy is at the other side of a door, where you can chuck a grenade straight up in the air, wait a second, and then move off of the door. Once that enemy opens the door, they will immediately be blasted by that grenade. If you and your opponent are both at a stalemate at each side of the door, try bringing out your thermite grenade and acting like you're going to throw it at the door. That enemy is going to back up, and then you can just open the door and blast them. Now guys, these are just 5 tips that are going to help you to improve at Apex Legends. Let me know in the comment section if you enjoyed this and if you want me to go into more tips, because I'll make another video if you guys enjoyed and liked this one. All right guys, I'll see you on the next video. I'm Grizzy and I'm out. Peace.